Welcome back. Take everyday men and women, the clothes from their own closets, some lovely bead creations, and you get a one-of-a-kind fashion experience. Joining me with the details is owner of First Impressions Image Consulting, Gayle Petrillo, and founder and executive director of Beads of Courage, Gribbon. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Alex.
Such a pleasure to have you here. Such a fun event, too, which we'll get into details with in just a little bit. But talking about First Impressions, Gayle, first and foremost, what do you do?
So First Impressions is a new business that I founded based on my background in human resources and operations, basically in the healthcare field. So I am an image consultant for both individuals and corporations, because we know you never get a second opportunity to make that all-important first impression. And so it's all about teaching customer service. What do customers think of you when they first speak to you on the telephone? What's the impression your business gives them? As an individual, how do you appear? People make a decision in the first 7 seconds that they meet you as to whether or not they're going to do business with you or actually like you and form relationships with you.
Wow.
So you don't have much time to make that first impression.
Right, such an important reminder. I mean, it's all about managing those perceptions, right? Because you do have that such short window to get that done, that it's important to do your best. And Jean, of course, you've been on the show before with Beads of Courage, of course. Remind our viewers what your organization does.
So Beads of Courage is based here in Tucson, Arizona, and we support children coping with cancer and other serious illnesses through our core program, where children receive different colored beads that visually translate their treatment experience. It's a form of coping, strengthens resilience, and really improves the quality of life of children in southern Arizona as well as globally. Our international headquarters is here, so we support kids in 8 countries now through our program Beads of Courage.
Wow, so many great stories too have come out of that, stories of healing and stories of hope.
Yes.
And such an amazing partnership that you two have formed. What went into this, and what was the idea in partnering with First Impressions?
Oh yeah, it's really exciting, Alex. You know, it's not every day that a nonprofit organization that depends on public support to do the great work we do have a wonderful high energy woman like Gayle approach you and say, hey, I'm putting on this fashion show with my company and I'd love for it to benefit Beads of Courage. And that's where Impact Your Style and Your Community came about. We collaborated over the last 6 months, pulling together this great event that happens on Sunday. And when we were thinking of a name, we thought, well, what would be a great name for it?
Yeah.
And we're like, well, it's Impact, because you know, when you attend Impact, you're going to be supporting Beads of Courage and also learning a lot on how to impact your own personal style.
Wow, so it benefits so many different things, including yourself.
Yes.
And what an idea, too, to take everyday men and women, like I was saying. It's a unique way to do it, because typically you have these runway models and it's just not realistic sometimes, so you take real people.
Exactly. A lot of times the fashion shows are geared towards high-powered people, executives, people with a lot of money, the typical runway show with designer fashions. Very few people actually speak to the everyday person who gets up in the morning, has to figure out what to get dressed in, to go to work, take their kids to soccer practice. And one of the things we're doing at this fashion show is helping people identify ways to transform and transition their wardrobe from daytime to evening.
Beautiful. And of course, besides the catwalk, besides the fashion show, there's going to be other activities too that people can participate in. Give us an idea of what they can see there.
So it's a 3-hour event, Alex, and at 2 o'clock people will get to meet with our exhibitors and our sponsors. And there'll be entertainment throughout. There'll also be silent auction items to bid on, beautiful bead necklaces to be raffled off.
Yeah.
We'll then have a formal tea with finger sandwiches, homemade scones, yummy stuff.
Now you're speaking my language.
We're going to have a champagne toast to both beads and to kick off the relationship with First Impressions. There'll be additional entertainment. We have a fabulous vocalist who actually grew up singing with the Tucson Girls Choir.
Wow.
We have the Fred Astaire Dance Studio also doing role modeling ballroom dance for us, and then the fashion show will kick off for the final hour.
Wow, there's just going to be so much to see and so much to do. It sounds like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you want to go have a great time, support Beads of Courage, support yourself in a lot of ways too? And so let's talk about ticket prices. Where can they get them? How much do they cost, etc.?
Great. So tickets are $55 per ticket. We would love for you to join us and have 2 complimentary tickets on us.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
It's going to be a blast.
It will be fun.
And
people can get tickets either on Beads website, so www.beadsofcourage.org, at First Impressions.
Excellent.
Or we have a Facebook event page as well, and they can buy tickets through Eventbrite right through that.
Thank you. And Jean, just really quick final word on encouraging people to come out. What would you tell them?
It's going to be a great Sunday afternoon event. Most of us have free time Sunday afternoon, so we hope to see you there.
Well, and of course, this is just one way to help Beads of Courage. There's many other ways, donating, etc., donating your time. I'm going to let them know more information on the website so they can get more information, but thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Definitely. Now, the fashion show is taking place this Sunday at the Sheraton Tucson Hotel and Suites from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. You can buy tickets through eventbrite.com and learn more about both organizations by logging on to firstimpressions1.com or beadsofcourage.org.